Hey guys, how's it going? It's Gatlin here from Carphonics again. Day number 4. We're today on day number 4 of our daily uploads. How do you feel about that? I feel pretty alright about it. Like I'm asking a whole crowd of people. Anyhow. So this video should I say, is about my 300 ZX Turbo. It's my favorite car. I've had this car for close to 9 years now. Kind of a long historical version of this car is kind of all about Carphonics, I guess you could say. I bought this car in 2008, and it's the first car I bought with one of the very large jobs that I did initially in the business. Historically, the car I've known for a lot of years. Actually, I've known this car for since I was a little boy. Long story short, I had an old neighbor whose friend would come by in this car when I was a kid, and he would drive up in this car, and I had always been amazed by it. And the neighbor, who was a close friend of mine growing up, he kind of taught me a lot about what I know now. And that being said, he ended up passing away. And later on in life, the friend of his who owned this car ended up passing away. I heard about it and ended up purchasing it in an estate sale. So I've had the car for a really long time, and I've also known the car for the better part of my life. So I'll go into it with you here and kind of get into depth with it and show you the things that I've done to it, the modifications I've made. And at some point I will maybe post another video about picking the car up and the initial pictures of it when I did pick it up. So anyhow, this is a 1986 Nissan 300 ZX Turbo. It's a 2+2 version. It's a Canadian model. One of only, I believe, 938 of these were ever made for the Canadian market between 84 and 86, and this one's black, so this would be considered the GLL model. Pretty much about as loaded as you could have got it back in 1986. I've done a lot of work to the car. I fully have restored the underneath of the vehicle. You can watch one of Chris's videos about that underneath. I've redone all of the suspension underneath, all the polyurethane bushings, powder coated, and sandblasted all of the control arms and redid all the bushings with polyurethane bushings. New shocks, new struts, new everything. I even went as far as ordering every single last bolt, nut and bolt, from Nissan directly. And so the underside of the vehicle is 100% redone. And believe it or not, this is actually the factory paint on the car as well. I do think at some point in its life, this area over here had been touched up underneath this area right here. And but that's pretty much about it. The car currently has about 106,000 kilometers on it. And it's been a fun project car of mine over the last couple of years, or a few years. I've done a lot of work. So another thing that I've done is I restored the wheels. There's a company here in town called London Wheel Repair that specializes in repairing and refinishing factory rims and tires. And I had him machine the faces of the wheels, redo them. And as you can see, I mean, he did a really, really good job. There's a bit of dust on here right now, but the whole car kind of has a whole lot of dust on it just because it's been sitting in the shop over the winter time. I never drive the thing in the winter, so I put new tires on it at the same time when I had the wheels refinished. But he even went as far as refinishing all the center caps on it here for me as well. Did a really great job of that. Repainted all the centers here in black. They used to be, originally they were like a charcoal metallic gray, but I wanted the black to match the paint as well. Even the suspension here, replaced all the bushings, bearings. I mean, everything has been redone. I'd have it up in the air for you, but again, you can watch one of Chris's videos for that. So I've done all that to it. I've done a turbo back exhaust. It's got I think it's a Magnaflow muffler on the back there as well, with a couple of nice tips right down there. There's a company in Quebec that I sent the tail lights out to, and they manufactured the bottom part of these lights. This part here was originally orange, white, and then it would be red there. But I like the idea of doing white all the way across. And the company name is called Clears, and they're out of Quebec. Originally, when I got the car, I had a foam wing on it, and I actually retrofitted this fiberglass factory wing on it, and retrofitted the third brake light that you can see right here into that as well. There's some LEDs back there that I integrated into that. There's a company here in town. Oh, one thing I'll mention is that there was a guy who said, you know, are you part of the Ontario Z-Car club? And I kind of am. I'm kind of not. I've only really been to one meet, but you know, this thing was kind of a star at the meet, so it was kind of cool. I'll get into the inside of the vehicle now. Typical old Japanese ding 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 ding. Car used to talk to you. It'd say stuff like, you know, door is ajar, headlights are on, you know, all that kind of weird stuff. It still would talk to you, but of course I've done a full audio system on it. It's got custom door pods on both sides here with Audison Voce speakers. I also redid the audio system in the center of the dash here, and I put a doubled-in radio into there. Molded this all in with fiberglass, and you know, it's kind of what I do. I'm kind of an artiste when it comes to that kind of stuff. All the lights on the dash are all digital. Super cool. I wish that this sticker wasn't there. I think the original owner did that. I'm pretty sure, in fact, that they did. There's actually not a light on behind it anymore. The light is a windshield washer fluid low light. Anyhow, so he put a sticker over that, and I've never really managed to get it off all the way. I've kind of sort of tried. I actually have another clear bezel that I wanted to eventually put on there. It got put in storage upstairs, and then over the years it kind of got something stuck on it and cracked. Anyhow, so it's got digital climate controls here. It's got up here digital. This here is a G-force monitor, which is pretty funny. Very inaccurate, but also very cool, very 80s. This over here is a compass. It works pretty well. When you disconnect the battery, you have to recalibrate it. Redid the headliner. This is a GM seat fabric that's on this here. I also redid the seats. That company called it's called Fiber New. Redid the seats for me, reupholstered some of the bolsters and stuff, and re-dyed them so they look really nice and clean. The car is actually quite dirty right now, but anyhow, some of my business cards here if you guys ever want to check those out. Yeah, steering wheel controls. It's got a dial here for volume. Tape deck that used to be in here. Cruise control on the right hand side. Horn. Pretty funny. Here's one of my business cards in case you guys ever feel like sending me something for my channel to review or to check out and put on my channel. It's got down here in the center, it's got this is for the rear defroster. This is for the headlight washers. This is for the original suspension that was on it. It had like an adjustable electronic suspension on it. It's no longer functional because I've replaced all the shocks and struts with KYB XLs. The automatic transmission. I wish it wasn't an automatic transmission, but unfortunately, when this car was out brand new, they only made this car in an automatic, not a 5-speed standard. One of my ultimate goals would be to swap the transmission out, I guess, for a 5-speed, but finding a parts car in Canada that would be suitable for this is very difficult. Moving on to the back here, there is a full custom audio system in this car. Rear seats are all factory and original, and they look fantastic. There's an Audison Voce 12-inch woofer in the trunk. So I'll show you the trunk first. The trunk is fully custom, as you can imagine. So I'll pop the hatch here. Check this out, guys. I can get the hatch to lift up from like this point with one finger. Aha, yeah. Those are struts off of a Pontiac Montana van. This hatch is very heavy. Anyhow, here's the trunk. Everything's very dusty. Again, it's been sitting around for such a long time here. Here's an award that I won with it. I've only really taken it to one show. I don't take it to a whole lot of shows, but the one that I did take it to, I won at as an audio competition. Here's the trunk. It's got Hertz amplifiers here. You got an EP4X over here, and then you have an EP2X over here. That is the actual port, and that one's a fake one. It's just for aesthetics. You got the LEDs around the Carphonics logo there, custom pods in the back. These were all done by hand and all made from scratch, and it's a pretty awesome sounding audio system. Again, I'm still kind of working on the whole copyright infringement thing with YouTube. So there's the trunk of the audio system here, and then I'll show you underneath the hood, which is equally as clean. Pop the hood up here. It's got the pop-up headlights as well. I'll show you that. Ooh, special, so good. And then over here, it's just got yellow fogs on right now. I need to replace these bulbs because they were purple, but they looked absolutely ridiculous on this car. Hood is the same idea. I got the hood struts on there, and it can open up pretty much on its own all the way as well. It hasn't been opened in a while, so we'll just give it a little bit of an assistance. There we are. There's the engine bay. Super clean, super factory. Nothing's been done under here as for the factoryness of the vehicle, other than the HID ballasts that are there. And then I've done Shurkin power cell here with a circuit breaker. 200 amp circuit breaker. Battery terminals are up there. I've obviously done the big 3 upgrade for the audio system, and it's also got an upgraded Mechman alternator down there as well. So here's just a quick little review of this car. When I do get eventually the copyright issues fixed with YouTube, I will post a full demo of this vehicle. Anyhow, appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate you guys subscribing, and I like reading all of your comments. And some of you guys are making comments, and I like to respond to them. It's fun, and I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys thumbs upping this video. I appreciate you guys subscribing, and thank you so much, guys. So one more thing I wanted to note as well is that today is Friday, and I will not be posting videos on Saturdays or Sundays. This Monday is family day, so I anticipate spending this weekend with my family, and I'll be back to my regular schedule on Tuesday, and expect regular updates and regular videos Monday through Friday from now on. From your buddy Gatlin at Carphonics, signing out. Thanks, guys. Take care.